The 2027 Saleen S7 is the kind of car that does not just return, it detonates. It takes one of America's most iconic supercar names and brings back that raw, low, mid-engine, no excuses energy that made the original S7 feel like a missile with license plates. Your image captures that spirit perfectly. Wide body, silver finish, giant rear haunches, brutal rear diffuser, and a stance that says this car was built to dominate both the street and the dream garage. The original Saleen S7 earned its reputation as America's true supercar, and that legacy is exactly why this 2027 version matters so much. It was always a car that stood apart from European exotics because it felt more focused, more mechanical, and more unapologetically American. The 2027 S7 keeps that identity alive, but with the kind of modern power and visual aggression that today's supercar buyers expect. This is not nostalgia for its own sake. It is a rebirth with intent. The design in your image says everything before a single spec is mentioned. The car looks stretched, muscular, and extremely low, with huge wheels, deep intakes, and a rear end that looks built to swallow downforce whole. Saleen has always understood that a supercar has to feel special from every angle, and the S7 delivers exactly that, with a silhouette that looks like it belongs in a wind tunnel and on a poster at the same time. The twin round taillights, central exhaust, and exposed aerodynamic details give it that perfect mix of race car and street weapon. The original S7 was known for serious performance, but the 2027 version pushes the idea even further. Early reporting and revival coverage point to more than 1,000 horsepower, likely from a twin-turbocharged V8 setup with modern tuning and possible hybrid assistance depending on final spec. That puts the car in genuine hypercar territory, where acceleration is not just fast but violent in the best possible way. Saleen's earlier cars already proved the platform could reach extreme speeds, and a modern 2027 interpretation could easily become one of the fastest American supercars ever built. What makes the Saleen S7 so appealing is that it never tries to be a luxury cruiser first. It is a driver's car, a machine that looks built around central seating position energy, track capability, and a cockpit that keeps the focus on the road. That is a big reason enthusiasts still talk about it with so much respect. In an era of massive digital interiors and softened performance cars, the S7 feels refreshingly mechanical. It is the kind of car that reminds you performance should feel exciting, not polite. If Saleen gets this right, the 2027 cabin should feel purposeful, lightweight, and exclusive, rather than overloaded with screens. A modern S7 would likely need a mix of carbon fiber, premium materials, race-inspired seating, and just enough digital tech to keep it relevant without losing the analog soul. The challenge is simple. Make it feel modern, but never sterile. The original S7 had presence because it felt like a serious machine built by people who cared about speed more than trends. The Saleen S7 matters because American supercars do not get many chances to define themselves at this level. Ferrari, Lamborghini, and McLaren dominate the conversation, but the S7 is one of those rare cars that can remind people the US still knows how to build a world-class exotic. A 2027 revival gives Saleen a chance to turn history into relevance, especially if the car keeps the focused, dramatic, and high-performance identity that made the original so memorable. For enthusiasts, that makes this more than a comeback. It makes it a statement. The 2027 Saleen S7 has everything needed to become a modern icon. A legendary name, outrageous styling, massive power, and a performance-first attitude that still feels rare today. It is the kind of supercar that does not try to blend in, and that is exactly why people will care. If Saleen delivers the right balance of drama, speed, and mechanical purity, the S7 could become one of the most exciting American performance cars of the decade. And based on this image alone, it already looks like the kind of car that deserves the spotlight.